Hello, and welcome to the video. My name is James Talbot, and I'm the AEM Technical Lead here at Adobe Systems. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the Touch Optimized UI, as well as how to use the new improved search capabilities. So after completing this training, you should be able to describe searching and the Touch Optimized UI, as well as use the Touch Optimized UI with the searching capabilities. So again, in the Touch UI, right, you basically have an edit, a preview, an annotate, a developer mode, and target mode. And we're going to look at all of those when we go ahead and do the hands-on. And then you can also see that you have the developer mode in the Touch UI, which shows you all of the components that actually make up the page, which can be very, very useful for developers. It also allows you to do UI testing. For example, you can use Hobbs for some UI testing, and it also shows you any errors that might appear in that page. There's also a dialog conversion tool that if you need to convert old dialog boxes from a legacy version of AEM or CQ, you're able to do that to the new Touch Optimized UI dialog boxes based on Granite. So again, very easy to do, and there's a dialog toolbox that allows you to do that immediately. So let's talk about how to use the Touch Optimized UI and also how to do some searching. So a couple things I want to show you is, of course, if you log in here to AEM, you'll see that the first thing that pops up is this Touch UI. And then, of course, you can also go back to your old legacy classic UI simply by saying welcome.html. And then, of course, this is the old UI. But we don't want that. We want to cover the Touch UI, and the Touch UI is much better. So a couple things I want to show you. First of all, if you go to Sites, everything is searchable by clicking on search, and you'll see it's really, really fast, right? So if I'm looking, for example, ski, right, I can immediately query that and search everywhere in the content directory. I can also search by, I'm going to type in ski there, right? And I can also, of course, search by the modified date. I can also search by the page status. I can choose where I want to search in terms of the JCR. This is going to allow me to search the entire Java content repository. And I can also, of course, save my searches as well and have that capability of actually executing that search and pulling that all back. So again, that's very nice. And I can also filter it by analytics views and be able to see all that, as well as for the modified date. So that's very powerful as well. One of my favorite features of the Touch UI is this different view. I prefer card view, but you can also change it into list view, as well as into column view there. And you can, again, still have that same searching capability, still have the same versioning capability by looking at the timeline, still be able to see that references no matter which mode you're in. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up a page in our favorite site, Geometrics Outdoors here. And you'll see here's Geometrics Outdoors. A couple of things. Up here, of course, is the Context Hub, and there's another video that shows you more information about the Context Hub. You can always toggle out of preview mode here simply by clicking on edit, and that'll put you back into edit mode if you are in preview mode. So you can do that. Then you'll see the different modes that are available. So for example, here's developer mode. You can see that here. These are the components that make up the page from a developer point of view. You can also see any UI testing that's being run. This is supported with Hobbs, for those of you familiar with UI testing frameworks. And then of course you'll see any errors here as well when you go into developer mode. If you are a super author and you want to add components to a paragraph system, you can go into design mode, and then you will see design mode here, right? And you can, of course, then just click on the component that you want to add to design mode and be able to add in those appropriate components here to a paragraph system, for example. And you'll see all of those components will then be available in the Components tab, which, of course, is right here. Right, and you'll be able to see that. But you'll have to get out of design mode to actually be able to see that, right? And you'll be able to then see the components that you've added in as a super author, and you'll be able to see those over here. So these are the actual components. Of course, you'll also be able to see the assets. There is no actual sidekick at this point, but you can do almost everything in the Touch UI without having to use the sidekick. And again, the huge advantage of that is, of course, you can author on an iPad or even on a mobile device. So it becomes some very, very powerful functionality. Again, you can preview here. You can see your live copy status. You have scaffolding mode for actual testing. targeting mode when you're integrating with Adobe Target or with some of the targeting capabilities just out of the box in AEM, and you can see all of that. So again, becomes a very, very powerful solution. Of course, the Touch UI is fully supporting, all the properties and everything, so you'll have the ability to see that here. If you want to ever open up in classic mode, you have the ability to do that as well. So again, that's just a quick overview of the Touch UI. Again, it's a fantastic new addition to AEM, and I think it's a great way for authors to be able to easily create content for an AEM website. My name is James Talbot, and thank you for watching the video. You should now be able to describe searching and the Touch UI, and you should also be able to use the Touch UI with searching capabilities. Thank you for watching.